Many African countries have been recording high economic growth rates for years. However, a recent study showed that poverty on the continent has increased again. Africa remains one of the poorest continents on the globe, with almost 50% of the population living on less than $1.25 per day. As of March 2019, 1 in 3 Africans, 422 million people live below the global poverty line. They represent more than 70% of the world's poorest people. This gives the continent the highest rate of malnourished people worldwide. More than 30% of African children suffer from growth disorders, such as stunting, due to their chronic malnutrition. The extreme poverty in Africa has many reasons, some of which are closely linked. Key causes of poverty in Africa and the suffering of millions of people include growth of population, war and crises, climatic conditions, illnesses, and more. As the Iglesia Ni Cristo continues their Aid to Humanity program, distributing food and basic household necessities. The church announced that they will be developing a farm that will be used for livelihood purposes by the local residents. Where there are many unemployed Africans, they have seen this land of promise by people who are mired in extreme poverty. The Iglesia Ni Cristo bought this farm to make their lives better. One of the INC Eco Farm is located at 2 Glen Alphen Farm in Ladybrand, with a land area of 508 hectares. It was bought by the Church of Christ for 8 million South African rand, or around US $601,500. Modern agriculture and livestock production are the main purposes of the Eco Farm. The main crops of the Eco Farm are pecan and olive trees. There are 20,000 seeds planted for each kind. Vegetables like cabbage, eggplant, bottle ground, squash, broccoli, peche, and other crops have been planted. Livestock production is also included in the Eco Farm. Initially, 250 cattle, 250 goats, and 250 sheep are being prepared as introductory livestock for raising, breeding, and producing commodities, and these animals will be grazing the grassland of the Ladybrand Eco Farm in the very near future. Many members and non-members were already hired to keep the Eco Farm sustainable. Aside from the project in Ladybrand, the church purchased an even larger farm in Petersburg here in Free State, South Africa. The Petersburg farm has 2,800 hectares, have around 300 cows and are currently planting pecan nuts, sunflowers and other various plants. Through the new eco-farming projects in Petersburg and Ladybrand, the number of people given a means of living in these vast lands continues at present. In South Africa, where there are many unemployed, this eco-farm makes their lives better, their lives tremendously changed. There are more than hundreds of South Africans employed in this eco-farm. Before, they are like beggars, jobless, and no food to eat. Sometimes they sleep without eating, without any food in 2 or 3 days, even in 5 days. Because of the Iglesia Ni Cristo, their lives became better, have made difference in their lives. Many members and non-members were already hired to keep the eco-farm sustainable. This endeavor of the Church of Christ and its administration continue to help the poor and the unemployed. This is truly heartening that there are many brethren and even those who are not church members working here. And they are very delighted because this is the first time that they had a permanent job. The municipal manager of Mansopa, Selby Selip, is thankful that the Church of Christ had chosen the town of Ladybrand to be the site of the church's first eco-farming project outside the Philippines. In Kwakwa, South Africa. A garment factory built through the FIM Foundation. The garment factory was inaugurated on October 9, 2019. The factory is situated near the worship building of the local congregation of Kwakwa. It can employ around 600 Africans, and this will provide a viable source of livelihood to provide their needs and everyday lives. Because of the Iglesia Ni Cristo, the lives of Africans have changed tremendously. They have stable jobs that can sustain their everyday needs and have food on the table. Despite the adversities and poverty in life, the church never stops helping its fellowmen, members, and non-members alike. Aside from the material needs, the church also never stops in sharing their faith, their spiritual needs, which is the most important.